Hey guys, what's up? Shanti Cars and Caffeine. Good morning to you. Coming from Canada in my Elantra N. Just wanted to do a little quick, I think it's been about 6 weeks, maybe even a little longer, review on the Elantra N. And if you guys been following me, then there's been a few videos in regards to that. Obviously, the crack in the spoiler. I don't really, obviously, depending on how they deal with it, I don't really take that as a huge issue. Shit happens, car's running great. It handles great. It's everything that all the other car reviewers or car journalists have said about it, but actually living with it for 6 weeks to 2 months. I do have a few other cars, so technically is my daily. That's why I bought it. I wanted something that was more fuel efficient than the big V8s that I usually drive, and heated steering wheel, heated seats, things like that. I didn't have to put the car away in the winter with my, same as the other cars. So that, as well as the other thing too, is I find it's an all-around good car on the sense of my needs. So you've got, it's a 4-door, which I prefer than 2 doors. Obviously gives you more access, more room. As you can see, no one's actually sat back there yet. But yeah, just I throw groceries back there, whatever. Easier access to things. I did have a 2-door. I've had a few 2-door Challengers, my wide body, and that car I hardly drove. Making payments on a car that sits there, as well as premium fuel and a big V8, 485 horsepower. It was good on fuel for what it was, but I just want something more all-around practical. This thing doing 0 to 60 in 5 seconds on the street, that's basically what a Challenger will do, because you don't get good traction. This will do that pretty consistently. It being front-wheel drive, just has better grip and the limited slip diff, etc. But yeah, dislikes really very minor, like the mute button, like I had mentioned in one of my other videos. It's easy to hit the mute button and it basically mutes your stereo without you really being aware of it. But again, I've gotten used to that, so now I'm conscious of it, so I don't hit it. And if I do, I know that I hit it, so I just tap it and bring it back. So yeah, that's not really a huge issue. The ride quality is very good. I've heard some journalists say it's back-breaking. I disagree. I'm an older guy. My back isn't great. I would say it's neck jarring. It kind of makes you do that a lot, depending on the road you're on. But overall, this road I'm on that I drive every single day, it definitely has lots of horizontal cracks, I guess you'd say, in it, and it can get a little bit bouncy. You may or may not be able to see that in the video because my arm's moving around a bit. But overall, sorry, I've got to switch hands, switch arms here, find a better way because my arm's getting sore. And I do have a tripod thingy to hold my phone, but every time I leave the house I forget to bring it with me. So sorry for that, guys. Now, that would really be my biggest main concern at this point. There's really nothing specific that I dislike outside of that. Obviously, all the likes you guys know, if you're following me or looking at purchasing one of these, I've assumed that you've gone through all the specs on the car, so you kind of know what it's capable of. You know, it's hard to dislike. Sorry, I went off track there a little bit. Basically, the main thing for me is 4-door, good trunk space. I don't use my car a lot in that capacity. It is basically to go to and from work. So when I'm not doing that, then I do want to do autocross. I've done it a few years, and I've always looked at, I ran my Challenger in autocross. I want to look at, buying a car specific just for the autocross. And so when this came along, I just felt like it was a perfect fit because it gave me everything I would need. It's a good daily, it's good on fuel, extremely comfortable. These seats are ridiculous. Nice steering setup, good comfy seating position, quick, obviously, the limited slip diff, the E-carve, all that. This car is fantastic for what it was built for. So again, if you do expect, a Cadillac ride, you're not going to get that. But that is why I also bought a Charger RT for kind of, weekends, or, if I'm tired of driving something like this, that I can hop in something a little more luxurious, I guess you'd say. And that way, yeah, I've got my 4-cylinder and my V8, so I'm happy. But yeah, if that's the kind of vehicle you're looking for, or this is the kind of vehicle you're looking for, you're going to be hard pressed to compare it to anything else in this price range. So I get a lot of my nephew, actually. Hey Jay, what's up? He's a big Honda guy, and no disrespect to Honda, but in this price range, because we all know that the Type R is like 60, 65, depending in that range. You can buy a used one for around 50. It's a little bit too much for my liking. I'm not into all the big spoilers and stuff like that, so this car, again, suits me personally, and I'm just not a Honda fan. I've never been. I know that the new Civic sedan, I believe it is, the 2023, I think they just introduced that. I just saw a really quick little thing on that, so I don't really know a lot about it. The Corolla GR, that's actually a very interesting car, but I didn't want to wait. So yeah, we'll see. When the GR comes out, we'll see. I'd like to know a little bit more about the car. I'd like to see actual reviews in regards to journalists and stuff, because that was a big factor why I picked this car. I watched probably 20 to 25 different journalists, and they were all ranting and raved about this car. So that's the reason why I went this route. And not in a million years would I ever thought I'd be driving Hyundai, but you guys have heard me say that before. But good is good, and they've done or I should say great, because they did a great job. And Albert Bierman from BMW, the M division, he did a great job as well. Obviously, his influence, holds a lot in regards to the way that this car drives, handles, performs. And yeah, the digital dash was a big thing for me as well. Again, comparing it to other vehicles in its class, there's really nothing that you can compare it to, because usually you have to spend more money in order to get a dash like this. But yeah, that's I'll say a little bit of likes and dislikes there, and my reasoning for buying the car. And at this point, my fuel economy is somewhere around the 7.6 to 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers, which I think works out to be about 30 miles per gallon. And for what you've got, I think it's a great deal. And yes, I will be doing more mods. I don't talk a lot about performance mods because A, I don't want to void my warranty, and B, there's really nothing out there yet. Cold air intakes and blow-off valves, and there is a blow-off valve by 6 Element, I think they're called. I'll be looking at that. And definitely a cold air intake when the time comes. And a tune. Definitely like to do a tune. I know with the front wheel drive car, I've owned a lot of Caliber SRT4s. They've been up in the range of 3 to... I had one that I think was probably pushing close to 400 horse. If you go back in my videos, you'll see it shooting flames and pops and cracks. That thing, I would say, was definitely up in the 400 range. But I never had it dynoed, so... But just based on all the upgrades it had. I don't want something like that for this car. A nice mild tune with a cold air intake is probably, I've heard that they're pushing around 300 horsepower at the wheels. So Hyundai definitely, I think, under horsepower the car, which is good. But yeah, I would say 350 would be my ultimate max on this car, is where I'd want to be. I think that's plenty for the size and the power. Well, basically what the car can handle. Transmission and axles and things like that. I wouldn't want to get too far into it that way. So yeah, a nice daily driver with a little bit more power, a little bit more sound, and add some aesthetic upgrades to it to make it a little bit more different from everybody else's. But as you can see, today's raining, so I won't be getting too much of that. I did do a delete on my trunk. I got rid of the Elantra emblems, and I will include that in another video. But yeah, you guys have a great day. That's it for now. Shanti, please hit that sub button. I'm over 400 now, which I really appreciate. Thank you for watching. We'll talk soon. Cars and Caffeine. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.